Coordination. Hey, it is Ryan McKee here. Welcome to Facebook Live on Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, and what I love about the core is that we get to bring you so much value. And halfway through the week, I could not think of a better way to bring you guys value than to bring the most amazing top producer that I can think of right now. This guy is absolutely crushing it in the core. Before I let you guys hear a little bit more about Manuel, I want to share with you what I absolutely love about Manuel. Besides being a top producer, Manuel is a family man. He has morals and values. The guy absolutely crushes it in business. But when you have the entire package and it is just so, you're attracted to what Manuel is doing. And Manuel, it's been a short amount of time that I've known you, and to see how much you have changed your business over the short amount of time that we've known each other and that I've been coaching you currently, I'm excited for you to share your journey as a top producer and tell us a little bit more about yourself. So you guys, I am excited to introduce you to Manuel. Manuel is a current core realtor level 3 student. And Manuel, we're going to spend about 15 minutes together today, and I want to make sure you have a chance to let everybody know about you. So I'll ask you a couple quick questions, and I'm excited for you to take it away. You guys, this is an interactive Facebook Live as well, too. The chat is live, so feel free to let us know you are here. Send us a quick message, say hi, ask some questions. Whatever we can do to provide you guys value, we're here to do that. So, Manuel, I'm going to pass it over to you. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure, Ryan. Well, first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity to be here. Manuel Davilla. Basically, I'm the youngest of 7. Born and raised in Northern California, farming community. My parents were illegal immigrants to the United States. Once I was born there, everyone gained residency. So again, yeah, I grew up working in the fields, sun to sun in the Central Valley. I grew up in a trailer park. That was a trailer of 8 feet wide by 40 feet long, so that's 320 square feet. Again, youngest of 7, and always another relative or two. So that was my life. I moved to Tucson. I'm currently in Tucson because I wanted to raise a family here. I knew I wanted to be close to Mexico. My parents would eventually retire in Mexico, so I wanted to be close to them. When I got here, went to the University of Arizona, and people would always ask me, they would hear this story, like, for a Mexican kid from the fields, Northern California, and they would say, like, how did you make such a decision? How did you get out of the field? And I was always dumbfounded by it. I said, that's a pretty easy decision. Do I want to do this for the rest of my life, or do I want to work in an office? So to me, it was a no-brainer. You get out of the fields, go to school. So that's what brought me to Tucson. I was fortunate to marry a wonderful wife for 21 years. Have 2 kids now. One of them is at ASU. He's getting his degree in biochemistry, going on to medical or dental school. The other one's still in high school, sophomore. Very fortunate with my kids. Both of them have been high scholars and high in athletics. We're blessed. We are blessed every day by the good Lord. Basically, who I am, it's about my family, it's about my community. I've served in every kind of board, every kind of organization here in Tucson. So again, we're very fortunate. We have a great life when it comes to that. It's who I am and how I got here.
I love it. I love it. And Manuel, it's no surprise to me that, you've got a great marriage, you've raised great kids. You're a very hard and determined worker. And what I love about you is your family commitment and your values, but also this commitment that you have to being better and doing bigger things. And I think that that's always an attribute that you see in a top producer is, that drive to win, but also that balance. Like, your vision is so clear, your purpose is so clear, and your why is your family, which I love. So
absolutely, no questions asked. Yes.
Good. Well, how did you get into real estate? So we know how you made the move from Northern California to Tucson, but what got you into real estate?
So I was, when I came to Tucson, I got a degree in education because, again, working on a farm, farm and teacher. So I knew nothing else. I went to school, got a degree in education. I was a high school math teacher, went on to get a 2 graduate degrees in education as well as a high school principal, second largest inner city high school in Tucson, Sunnyside High School, and absolutely loved education. So much fun. However, Ryan, when my first child was born, David, who's now at ASU, I found that as a high school principal, I would go days without seeing my son awake. I'd go to work at 6:30 in the morning. I'd come home at 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night because, again, as a high school principal, you always have to be there when events are going on. You have to be present. So although I loved what I did, I knew I did not want to be that much time away from my family, especially having a newborn son. I decided to go into real estate because I figured in real estate, I'm going to meet people from all walks of life. And at that time, I'll determine what I want to do for the rest of my life. That was the only reason I got into education. I got into into real estate. I got into real estate and I maintained my same philosophy. I educate people on the market. I became a real estate market expert and I continue to educate. And it's about empowering people to make great decisions. And all of a sudden I noticed I was making very good money. I was doing better things year after year. I said, well, there's nowhere else to look. This is what I want to do. I continue to educate people on a different subject. At first, it was educating in math. Later, it was educating teachers on how to become better teachers. Now, educating buyers and sellers on how to become smarter consumers. So
I
that's
love that.
coming into real estate.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you said educate and empower. I love that there are those two go so hand in hand synonymously where, you know, when you can not only educate a client, but empower them to make a decision that's going to change their family's trajectory. I feel like that's, you know, a great purpose for you. And I'm sure why you're so successful because you're crystal clear on, you know, your vision and your purpose on how you can, you know, serve your community.
Absolutely, without doubt. That is the key to my success.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, you know, obviously how long have you been with us in the core now, Manuel?
2 years.
2 years.
6 months. Yes. And it's been a great ride. Absolutely love it.
I love to hear that. Tell me more about your core journey. What brought you to the core, and then what's been your journey so far since you've been here? What changes have you seen?
So what brought me to the core? There's 2 gentlemen. There's quite a few people from Tucson to core, but 2 primary gentlemen, Kay Watanabe and Derek Poulter. I've known them for many years from being in the business. They've always been very, very good people to work with. Very respectful, very clear, very transparent. And they're the ones who started talking to me about the core. So I finally gave it a shot, and I knew from day one, literally from day one, I knew that this is a place where I want to be. What the core has done for me, my journey here has been really going from a realtor who is reacting to leads to purposely having strategies to create more leads, to generate more leads. I've never been short on leads, again, because I created great bonds with my clients. I feel like I did a good job. I know I did my best job. Hopefully it was good for people, but I did the best I could. And in doing that, you create great bonds. So you get referrals. Referrals always come in. But with a vision like the core, I was able to form a strategy, VIPs, hunting whales, CCRs, looking for ways to have those leads come in steadily. And that's been the biggest difference, going from a realtor to a business person inside the real estate industry.
I love how you said that. So, you know, by adopting some systems and some structure, and then the key component is always accountability, because now there's somebody that's assisting you on whether it's a competitive nature of a coaching call or somebody that's assisting you to help reach your goals and keeping you accountable for that. What changes have you seen in the last 2 years? Maybe it's from a time perspective, maybe it's from an economic perspective, but how has your business changed by what you've implemented so far?
Wow, that's, you know, it's pretty impressive. I remember my first summit, I was in an elevator with a fellow core agent, and he said that his business doubled in the first couple of years. And I said, oh, that's cute, but if I go up 30%, I'm more than happy. This
Yeah.
Alfredo from Colorado.
Oh
And I
yeah.
clearly remember that conversation. Great, great guy. Alfredo Costa from Colorado had that
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
San Antonio. Well, my first year in the core, my business incremented by 53%. So
Wow.
huge. Now, here's what's very impressive, Ryan. My second year is going 55% over previous year. So that's
Wow.
already taken a 53% boost. On top of that,
Uh-huh.
I'm increasing 55% on that.
Wow.
The magic here is I'm not really working harder. I'm not working more hours. I'm not losing family time. Everything in my personal life has stayed the same, but the systems, the process of being strategic, the business management is what has caused those leads to continue to come in, to bring more value to the people who give me leads so they continue to give me more leads,
Yeah.
therefore increasing my business. It's been great.
Wow. I love that. I love that. And then, tell us a little bit more about your current structure. Do you have a team? How big is your team? For those that don't know you, what's
Sure.
that journey look like for you?
Yes, we do have a team of nine people. Have a transaction manager. So I have an RP1 listing coordinator. Just hired an RP2. Thanks to the core, continuing to push that. Thanks to your guidance, Ryan, in making helping that happen. And that has been in the few weeks I've had that, I can see the immense benefit on why we've heard so much about the RP2s. And I still have a couple of showing agents. So again, 9 people total. Great, great people. They all share the same philosophy of great customer service, of really going out and helping our clients and empowering them through the same process of educating our clients. So
Wow.
that's our
Yeah.
team.
I love that. And Manuel, one thing that I've seen is, through the course of a 2-year journey, it goes by quick. And
Oh,
there
yeah.
are some people that don't capitalize on the opportunity as quickly as needed, and they stay stagnant or they regress. But what you've
Right.
chosen to do is you've gone head first like a buffalo into the storm, gone head first into this and
Right.
implemented quickly. You surrender like you are just a
Right.
very regimented, driven person. And it's for me, it's no surprise that you've seen the results that you've seen. It's because you've put in the work that's necessary. And to get a 53% increase the first year is phenomenal. And then to top that, you said it was 57 or 55?
55. 55.
55.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, to that to me is an attest. It shows that any of us can do this, but if you do it like you've done it, you can have results like you've had. If you
Right.
were talking to somebody new today that's not in coaching or has never heard of it, because that was me 7 years ago, had no
Sure.
idea what I was missing, what
Sure.
advice would you give to somebody that's maybe not in coaching now but thinking about it?
The biggest thing, Ryan, is if you look at any aspect of life, any people who have who are in an influential position, people who have done great things in life, from business people to people in religion, in athletics, whatever walk of life you want to call it. If you don't have mentorship, if you don't have coaching, you're not going to get there, because mentorship and coaching simply means someone who's already done what you're doing, who has created who's had the mistakes you've had and you're having, and who has learned from that. So you learn from people who have more experience.
Hmm.
One of the biggest mistakes I regret from having in my career is because I always did quite well coming straight out of education. I always felt like I was doing good. I didn't need coaching. Like, what are they going to tell me? What's this going to do? When I got in here, I realized how important it was, because the coaching, again, it's someone who's done what you're doing, someone who has more experience than you. People in this coaching community blow my mind just by seeing how much everyone is an open book. You know, one of the things that really caught my attention is before I was in coaching, I had a couple of conversations with Kay Watanabe. He said, Manuel, come to my office. I'll show you everything I do. I'm an open book. There's no secret. What competitor does that? I mean, I'm a pretty strong competitor here. He was willing to show me everything that he did and what he's learned from. That was just one small sample of 500 people at the core. So I believe that coaching in this organization gives you an arena of people who are open-minded, who are willing to share, who hold you accountable. The coaches hold us accountable, but our peers hold us just as accountable as the coaches. So it's a great environment. If you follow the process, you will improve your business. Even my agents who are not directly from what they get from me, they're improving their business. If you're not in coaching, I highly, highly recommend that you do get into it. If you have any questions about it, truly call me directly. It has changed my life.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And Manuel, I'm just grateful that you put this time aside to share with us today. And you know, you're such a perfect example of, you know, somebody that when you put your mind to it, you've got a really defined purpose. I love the fact that you were so clear on education and empowerment. And when I see that type of intentionality, it's never a surprise to me. And then the fact that you hit on what I feel is the most important part is every great athlete, every great, whether it's a speaker, whether it's a business person, anybody that is great in their field usually has a coach and or a mentor, and including myself, including all of us. And you know what I love about the core is it's truly an iron sharpens iron program. And I'm just so grateful that you took some time out of your busy day to spend with us, Manuel. Thank you. And I want to let everybody out there know, if you want to have the pleasure of meeting Manuel, he will be at the event coming up. It's called the Summit. It's in San Antonio, coming up in May. So less than a month. If you go to thecoretraining.com, you can get all of that information. Manuel and I will be there, and we would love to share our journeys. Manuel, any parting words? And thank you again for sharing your time. Any parting words that you can share with us?
Two things. One, how thankful I am to the core community. Again, simply put, it has changed my financial life. And I will forever be grateful. That's number one. Number two, anyone not in coaching who is considering it, give yourself the opportunity. I just do not see how you can fail, how you will not improve if you do the basic principles. Once again, if you have any further questions on that, if you want to ask me any personal questions on my experience, please don't hesitate to reach out. Manuel Davilla, I'm in Tucson, 520-940-4518. Again, 520-940-4518. Thank you guys once again.
Awesome, Manuel. Thank you again. Always a pleasure. Keep up the great work. I can't wait till one day when you coach me. I'm going to be ready. Okay.
long time away, but we'll be here.
Sooner than you think, my friend. So you guys, thank you for joining us today, Manuel. Thank you again. If you guys have any questions about the core, you can find on every social site. Go to thecoretraining.com, and please join us in May. Once again, it's an event that changed my life as well, Manuel. So we would love to share that experience with you. So everybody out there, thanks again for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon. Manuel, thank you again.
Thank you. Blessed day to everyone. Thanks.
Bye-bye.